Louisiana Beer Review Special Edition Famosa Lager Beer Revisited. Now this is the Tradition and original from Guatemala, Famosa, since 1896. Well, over there it's called Gallo. Rooster beer. But there's Ernest and Julio Gallo company here, so they call it Famosa here. Brewed and bottled in Guatemala City by Cerveceria Centroamericana, Central American Brewery. Centralbeer.com, and it does work. The website works. Product of Guatemala. There's some hops and barley malt down there. It's 5% alcohol. The IBUs run 18 to 20, they say on the website, so it could vary batch to batch, covering themselves there. Best by February of 2025. Yeah, and it's brewed on February 20th, 2024. Okay. So, 24-ounce can, 710 milliliters. I was at Star, and they had this, and they didn't have a price, so I asked the lady, what's the price, and it didn't ring up, so she asked the man, I guess her husband, and then he told her just charge $2.79. So $2.79 for this can. Last time I bought it, it was in bottles, and I saw it about, oh yeah, they're 24 fluid ounces big on the can. Yeah, so it was bottled, brown bottles, and I can't believe it was 12 years. The last time I reviewed this was 2012. I thought it may have been a few years, but not that long. Thick white head and a clear straw appearance. And it's bright sunshine right now on this warm day, and I see lots of sediment, lots of bubbles, as you can see on this etched bottom tasting glass, but lots of sediment roiling throughout. I mean, everywhere. Just little fine particulate matter of some sort. Maybe just barley malt, maize, and yeast, and hops. All right. What hops are used? I don't know. Malt, obviously pale. You don't want to know the scores on Beer Advocate and Untappd, because if you read those scores, you would never drink this. You would think this has to be one of the most horrendous beers in existence, even though it's been around since 1896, and it's the #1 selling beer in Guatemala. Now, this company, Central American Brewery, makes a lot of different beers. They got dark beers, no super strongs, but light, dark, different type of lagers, you know. So we get this. Now, in some stores, some Louisiana stores, I don't know how this got through, I've seen it sold as Gallo. I saw cases of 12-ounce cans of Gallo, or Gallo, we would pronounce it. Can't explain it. And I would have bought it, but they were charging too much. I was like, nah, I don't need it that bad. But $2.79 for this can, that's fair. I'm sorry, yeah, $2.79. $1.40 per beer, not bad for an import, and a rather rare import. Most stores in Louisiana that I go to do not have it. So thank you, Star. And I'm gonna see if their North Kenner location has it next time I pass there. Yeah, so nice bready barley malt, and more than bread, it's more like cracker. Get those Euro lagers cracker. Now, a lot of Central American and Mexican brewing companies were established by German immigrants from Bavaria, Austria, and those kind of places, so they kind of follow that German style, although they use the adjuncts in America. The American barley doesn't really work that well, so they had to help the fermentation along with maize or rice. And now it's expedited in many breweries with the corn syrup, what they call the brewer's syrup. A little faster, I guess. Easier to handle or something like that. Still corn, just in a syrup form. And you can buy the barley malt extract, and and hop extract. You buy all of them in liquid form, get water and yeast, and make your beer. How good it is, I don't know. You can get the bitterness here. See, with a Miller High Life or a Pabst Blue Ribbon or a Schlitz, you're not the current Schlitz. You're not going to get this grassy bitterness because you're not coming in at 18 to 20 bitterness units. You're coming in 10 to 12 and maybe 12. So light to medium body and a dry finish, crisp finish. You would never confuse this with those. I don't see how. Now they got some American beers they're selling and Mexican beers selling as Pilsners, but their bitterness units are 18 to 21. And really Pilsner should be, I would think at the lowest 28. You really should be up to around 33. But, and should not contain corn. Now Yuengling, their Pilsner is all malt, like the German style, the German proper Pilsner, or Czech, but they're only 18 bitterness units. But the way it tastes is really good and bitter. All right, that that prickly bitterness. I don't know how to say it. How this thing gets a 60 on Beer Advocate, I don't understand. It gets a 59 on Untapped, and a 60 on Beer Advocate. So they're basically just saying, hey, this beer is horrendously bad. It's a D, it's bad, there's nothing good about it. You could maybe drink it if you like to choke stuff down and suffer. But as a legitimate product, it's worthless. That's what they're saying. My opinion, it tastes really nice. It's a nice, pleasant beer. I don't know how they're getting these scores. I don't know where they're coming up with this. It doesn't add up to what I'm tasting. Give it another taste here, a little bit more. I don't want it to warm too much. These kind of beers don't benefit from setting in the sun and warming up on a hot day like today in the summer here. There's nothing negative to say about this beer. It's got a creaminess in the mouthfeel. Get the white bread or the light bread, like they say in northern states. That grassy bitterness. With the maize, it doesn't taste like a Pilsner, okay? They're not sitting there calling it a fine Pilsner beer. They're just saying it's a good Central American lager, and that is definitely true. They make other versions of Famosa or Gallo. There's a light version. There's a special version. I think one is an ice version, but and none of them strong. But we don't get them. So anyway, if you come to New Orleans, you might shop around and see Gallo. I saw that in Chalmette, right on the main highway, Highway 46, eastbound. I could tell you where it was, but you wouldn't buy it there unless you're crazy and want to pay exorbitant prices. But thank you once again, Star, for a really great treat. I'm scoring this an A, no doubt about it. 94 out of 100, 9.4 out of 10. And some people got like weird thinking. They'll be like, a lager beer can't be an A. Lager, a regular adjunct lager is a bad style. It's a bad, you like that? A bad style, they'll say. There's no such thing as a bad style of beer. It might be bad for you, might be bad for me, because some of these styles I don't like them, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It just doesn't appeal to certain people. Okay, it'd be like saying a bad style of food, like, oh, that's a bad type of cheese, Limburger. I think it's creamy and it's delicious. It has a bit of a strong smell, you could say, with some saltine crackers and some of that Mexican hot sauce, Bocadero. Not the extra hot Bocadero. I didn't see that one last time, but the regular Bocadero. I think that word translates to snack bar or snack shop, It's really nice. Definitely a treat. So Le Bon Temps Relais, 9.4 out of 10. Don't let the rating sites fool you. And of course, if you see it for $2.79 for a double-sized can, go for it. And I'm going to end this review by saying y'all go to Guatemala City, and take a brewery tour.